Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Open Potato. We are here in Turistovsky because we've got a couple of things to talk about straight off the bat. Okay, first things first, thank you very much to everyone in the comments who made me aware that apparently there is a massive housing shortage in Turistovsky. I wasn't aware, but apparently 1,200 people are still living with their parents when they could be living independently. So we wanna immediately see if we can try and zone a couple of brand new big old buildings. I mean, we're gonna need like what, 4, maybe even 5 by the time that we actually construct all of these houses. So I mean, heck yeah, that's fantastic. It's great that we've got more workers coming online very, very soon indeed. So that's really, really good. There was also a fantastic suggestion in the comments about how we can activate the Disneylandovsk beach, and also how we can build my brand new modded hotel. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna start opening up a brand new tourist area. That's right. It's gonna be right next to the cargo harbor. It's gonna be right next to the cargo loading area. But I feel like that's part of the attraction, right? I feel like that's part of the attraction. So anyway, we're gonna clear this area up. We're probably gonna link this area up to the bus network, and we're gonna get that all sorted as well. Now, apparently, as I kind of hinted at, and was confirmed in the comments of the last video, we need to add this small bus platform specifically as a location that workers can go to. They will not apparently choose to automatically distribute themselves to the small bus platform. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have literally everyone from the train station, coming off the train station, they're gonna go into the small bus platform, and then if an hour passes, then they can just sort of, I don't know, dissipate and sort of disappear. Will it work? I don't know. I think that it should be fine, but again, we just want to make sure that we're going to activate all of these hotels, and I think that we've got a good chance of being able to do that and moving some tourists up here and expanding our tourist capability and the number of tourists that actually stay in Disneylandovsk. So that's pretty exciting indeed. What else do we need to do? Steel. We need to also finish construction over here, as I was just looking at that over there. We need to get steel up and running. Now, where on earth are we going to put steel production? That's a very, very good question. Very, very good question indeed. There are a couple of other towns. That have thus far been untouched. I mean, what about over here? We got a town over here. This is actually quite a large one. It's not really near any iron deposits. There's another town all the way over here. Maybe establishing a steel zone, because there's a mountain over here which is very, very iron rich. Yeah, so we got steel to do. Steel is the last resource. It's the last resource that we really need to produce locally in order to have everything, completely sorted. There was a couple of suggestions also just to turn off the auto purchasing of prefab panels and bricks. I think that is a good idea, purely because I don't want to spend any money. But also, it's a good idea because let's be real. When trucks actually use bricks, when they use prefab panels, when they use boards, they tend to use quite a lot of them. So therefore, it's conceivable that we could deplete our entire stock of prefab panels and run into accidental purchases of prefab panels from the border. Not like it's a particularly large problem, but it all sort of just adds up over time as we go. Also, we need to be super... Oh, it's a plane that's just passing by. We need to be super hyper aware of the fact that it is winter, and we need to keep a close eye on our death count. We need to keep a close eye on our birth count, and we just need to make sure that we absolutely don't have like a mass cold die-off. We just do not want that to happen. Anyway, yeah, so as I said, first priority is absolutely to sort out this 1,200 people thing. Yeah, there's far too many people that are apparently still living at home with their parents. Now, this kind of crept up on me, and honestly, it's happened in, like, a single episode. It's super weird that it's ended up happening, because I could have sworn, like, a couple of episodes ago, we were totally fine. This building is without a power supply. Why is that the case? Too many connections? Oh, yeah, that's a big old problem, actually. Yeah, that's a huge problem. We need to address that. We need to address that pretty rapidly. I'm kind of hopeful that we're going to be able to build all of these buildings ourselves. I think that we're getting to the point where we should realistically expect that we're going to be able to build pretty much anything. So that's what we're gonna try and do. We need to make sure, therefore, that we have a road connection into each and every one of these flats. That is a pathway that needs to get destroyed. That's a pathway that needs to get destroyed. Let's see if we can plumb this in like so. Boom, nice. 2, and then maybe a third in here if we can squeeze it in. Not looking good. Not looking overwhelmingly positive. I could have sworn that this prefab flat was just, I could have sworn it was empty, like, you know, a couple of episodes ago, but apparently not. I mean, ideally we want to make sure that we're building in the region of the train station, because believe it or not, eventually one of these days we are gonna finish up with this track extension. We're gonna finish up this bridge, and we are hopefully gonna be getting a second route of rail. Route of rail? Does that make sense? Kinda makes sense. All right, let's zone something like that. We'll build that. We'll just build it out of gravel for now. There's no real reason to go any crazier than that. We will open up flats over here. Nice. And what about one more? One more over here. Could be a little close for comfort, but maybe if we do a little bit of maneuvering, then we may just get away with it. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get away with it. Oh, I saw. No, I don't think we're gonna get away with this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do: demolish the building. Yep. Apparently, we're allowed to demolish that building even though it has people inside it. I don't understand how that happens, but okay, great. I'll take it any day of the week. Wonderful. So that's good for a couple of reasons. It allows us to bring this road straight down here. And of course, I just click out of the game, and that will hopefully not completely crash my game, as it usually does tend to do. Let's also ditch this as well. Man, we have massive power shortages in Turistovsky. That's not good. That is not good at all. Okay. Boom, connect that up. And cancel this road. And instead, yeah, work on something like that. Yeah, sure. Okay, so zone all of that. It's only gravel. There's nothing crazy about any of this. Let's make sure that there is a road connection here. I have no idea why there is no road connection showing here. That's allowed. That's allowed too. Weird that it tells me that it's going to build a road connection and then just straight up doesn't, but whatever. Okay. I suspect that this is all going to go, hopefully, kind of smoothly. Right, so, is there a power supply here? There's absolutely categorically a power supply there. There's no issues with our power plant. Yep, power plant is just fine. We're still exporting a little bit of power, I believe. It's just a power capacity problem. And there is no chance of an upgraded substation. There might be a modded, like, upgraded substation that we can get our hands on. That might be worth honestly considering. There we go. So we'll build one more over there. We'll build, I mean, how much? 2.5 megawatts. So we're actually going to need to straight up get a brand new, either a brand new transformer, but we cannot use any of these split lines because we're already at maximum capacity. Yeah, okay, so we're pretty much maxed out here as well, so We'll get a new substation over here as well. Good stuff. We'll just auto-build this. There's no real reason to do otherwise. I think maybe we'll start with 2. Maybe we'll start with 2. So get that auto-build. Turn off auto-build. And let's have a little look-see. Where is the substation? Where is the substation around these parts? It's right here. And not the substation, should I say, the power transformer. Okay, so we're at max capacity here. How much power is being used in this substation? 67%. 67%. All of these other lines are completely filled. It says that we're only passing through about 1.89 megawatts, which is a little surprising. Yeah, I guess. A little bit weird. Maybe that's fixed our power supply issues? I really do not know what's going on here, but whatever, I guess. Yeah, where's the substation? Substation's right here. Good. Let's actually get a modded substation in place, because let's be brutally honest, not a substation. I keep saying substation. Whenever I say substation, internalize the fact that I mean transformers. Okay. Yeah, so we'll plonk this down over here. And we're gonna have to do a little bit of cable management just for a second, because of course I didn't have the foresight to use a modded power transformer, so I'm gonna have to do that. Build that, excellent, and we'll drag out two brand new cables, excellent, and where's the other one? There we go, excellent. Little expensive, but I mean, it needs to be done, right? It absolutely needs to be done. We need to make sure that we're not having power issues. If we're having power issues, then, you know, we're going to be having power issues for a long time to come. Either way, I've zoned, what, 5 buildings. I've zoned 5 buildings. Is it going to be anywhere near enough? I actually don't think that it will. I actually think that we're going to need more than what we've got at the moment, but I mean, it's a good start. It's a good start. It ain't too bad. It's not too bad at all. I think that we can rest easy with that. Right, how much gravel do we have? We got a little bit of gravel. But honestly, we could do with a little bit more gravel. We could do with a little bit more gravel being delivered, because I suspect that we're going to need a fairly large amount of gravel for these roads here. And that's just going to take time. We can't buy any Maz trucks, unfortunately. Our Maz trucks are all sold out. We've actually not got the ability to purchase the dumper variety of the Maz trucks, unless, of course, we want to start building the Maz trucks locally, which I honestly think might be a pretty good idea, but hey-ho. Anyway, has that solved our power supply issues? I think that might have solved our power supply issues. Yeah, okay, so whereas there used to be a couple of buildings without power, that seems to have been rectified. Okay, good stuff. Well, it's obviously still winter. Things are obviously very, very bright, very, very garish, very, very obnoxious. Has the planned operation to move people to the bus station worked out? Hold on. Are we moving people to the bus stop? We are moving people to the bus stop. We are moving people to the bus stop. So what happens when these people just time out? So waiting on platform. They'll wait on the platform for up to an hour, which is fine, right? Absolutely fine. And then will they just despawn, or will they just disappear? I think they'll actually straight up go back. Oh, they'll go back on the bus. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem indeed. That's a problem indeed. Okay, so Disneylandovsk. Disneylandovsk, we do not want to load. Don't load at Disneylandovsk. Just get out. Just get out. Just get out. We want people to lapse on the platform, and then we want them to just sort of go and walk to all of the various attraction sites that hopefully can be staffed. That's the dream anyway. That is the freaking dream. Okay, so we have 226 workers coming in right now. This is the bus that is doing the Disneylandovsk to Disneylandovsk routes. And we need to keep an eye on it. We also just need to keep an eye on the massive swathe of people that just walked into the station right now. So we'll keep an eye out, see what happens. This is the Disneylandovsk route. Let's see what happens here. Yep, there we go. We're gonna load up and we're gonna take 80 workers right the way back up to the other end of Disneylandovsk. Everyone is gonna head out of the bus stop, which is excellent. Now, of course, this is a little bit of a problem because it just throws time down the drain. Traveling time, that is. We don't want to get close to that 5-hour max that people do have. But I think that this is the best case scenario, at least for now, in the short term. It means that, yeah, look at this, look at this, look at this. We got loads and loads of hotel staff. All of these hotels are now immediately gonna start being active. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean for tourists? I don't know. I don't know. We still need to find a way to get tourists up here. I also don't know if tourists have, like, a max traveling time. They must have a max traveling time. They must have a max traveling time. They must. But either way, we need to find a way to populate this area. I think maybe the route is to open up this airport terminal. Yeah, truthfully, that might be not a terrible idea. Doesn't have any airplane parking. Okay, I think that this is what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're now able to pretty consistently get workers down here. So now it's just a case of, you know, getting tourists along to this area. So we can do it with buses. We can do it with aircraft. We can do it with boats. We will do this brand new hotel that we're gonna zone over here. We're gonna do that with boats as well, but we'll worry about that in just a second. Okay, short term, solving the airport issue is good. So we're gonna at least try. We can delete this road now that we've got ulterior access through the roads just through town, because remember, these were under construction when we erected that side road there. We don't actually necessarily have to make this super complicated. All that we need to do is just grab a couple of airplane parkings. Let's go with the 50-meter ones. Yeah, let's go with the 50-meter ones. Let's not overcomplicate things. Right, so this is just going to be an extension. No, that's not connected. That's not connected, my bad. Yeah, so something like that. And then something like that. Yeah. Okay, it's a little bit funky. It's a little yeah, it looks a little strange, but that's okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to connect this up to the runway here. I don't like this. There is lessons to be learned for sure with regards to how I actually make runways work and whatnot properly. Also, we need to get the fuel trucks to unload at this airport too. There we go. Make sure that there is fuel deliveries over here. Now that we've connected this up, it should allow access for the building trucks through the road connection, which is pretty great. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very, very happy with this on the whole. So we get this terminal up and running. That presents us with a couple of opportunities. Do I want to connect this up to the original runway? I feel like maybe we just actually get a bespoke runway. That might be in hindsight like really ridiculously stupid, but like hear me out here, right? Hear me out. The reason why I think that this is a good idea is because it's going to allow us to use the small aircraft that we have. How long is this runway? This runway is like Can I even measure the length of this runway? It's like 230 meters. So that runway length is what? That would be a very funky looking runway. It's a little bit longer than 230 meters. So. Let's do this. Do this. Do this. Let's actually try and make like a proper freaking airport. There we go. I was way to say, or I did say, should I say, you know, there are lessons to be learned. I'm gonna try and learn those lessons right now. I'm gonna try and learn those lessons right now. Everything is very, very blown out. I get it. It's pretty horrific. This is also probably a pretty inefficient runway setup, given that there's only 2 small runways that we're creating here. But that's gonna allow us to use these 3 aircraft, which, I mean, for better or for worse, we still have kicking around, so we might as well see if we can at least try and use them. Maybe that's a little bit of a bonus. Am I going... Yeah, I'm overdue on a bunch of loans here. Right, let's plump for the big money. Let's not plump for the big money. I don't want to go into debt even more than I already am. 5.4% rate of interest. Let's take out a loan for a year. 200,000 rubles. There we go. That's what we're going to do. In order to ensure that we... Oh my goodness gracious me. We are trying to take out loans in order to pay back our existing loans. But that's fine. We're fine for dollars. We're absolutely fine for dollars. We're actually paying back dollars fairly rapidly. Rubles, on the other hand, we don't really have a mechanic to repay rubles at this moment in time. So that's somewhat of a problem. Anyway, this is gonna be built. This is gonna allow for... I mean, if I'm gonna be using these small aircraft, do I really need to have ridiculously big aircraft parking? I probably don't, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're future-proofing this. We can always tear out this taxiway and just connect it to the big runway, or, you know, build another big runway. There's plenty of space. There's plenty of space around here, but we're gonna be using the small... We're gonna be using the small aircraft for now. Pretty content with how this is gonna work. Setting up a power supply, however, building is without a power supply. Huh? Why? Building is without a power supply. Why? Building is without power supply. Building is without power supply. Why on earth are we out of power? Video game? What the heck is happening here? It's just the roads. It's just the freaking roads. It's the freaking roads, everyone. It's the roads. The roads mean that we don't have enough people consistently coming to work at the power plants. Gosh darn it, that is frustrating. That is very, very, very frustrating. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But you know what? It is what it is. Right. In the short term, is it possible for me to see if we can pick up any tourists and take them? I mean, there's like tourists over here waiting at the border. So tourists will wait at the border for like 12 hours before despawning, presumably. Yeah. All right, but there's a pretty consistently large number of tourists at least this border stop here. So I wonder, let's run an experiment, shall we? Let's run an experiment. We're gonna buy, I don't know. Let's buy 4 buses. Let's buy 4 buses, and let's say, hey, these tourists are gonna come from here. We're gonna load only tourists. Unload only tourists, and then we're gonna take them all the way over to the bus stop that is in the middle of Disneylandovsk. Well, not in the middle, technically, at the other end of Disneylandovsk. And we'll copy that, copy that, copy that. Dispatch now. Let's wait a little bit before dispatching the next one so that we can at least sort of space them out just a smidgen. Good stuff. And then we're gonna see if tourists survive on a Soviet bus. We're gonna see if Western tourists survive on a Soviet bus for a sustained period of time, because it is quite a long journey. Even if we do have like a really nice, area, a really nice access road over here. Okay, a building is on fire. Some brand new. It's not brand new flats, but it is flats. I am full of hope that that will be easy to rectify. Also, we have a full wood storage area here, or almost full wood storage area here. Can we address this, please? I don't know where the Maz trucks that are supposedly doing the excess transportation. It's not that one. It's this one. Apparently they're too busy. Apparently they're too busy selling stuff, which I guess makes sense given that it takes a long time to currently drive all the way to the border post and sell the resources, which is exactly why we're constructing a fast access route. And looks like it's going well. Have we got our first pickup of tourists from the border here? We must be seeing our first bus come along. I bet you it's this one right here. It's not that one. That is. No, that is it. Hold up. What? Ah, you're gonna fill up. You're gonna fill up with fuel before heading out. Okay. Are you gonna take the? Okay. It looks like the tourist buses are gonna take the treacherous winter road. An ambitious proposal. Gotta be honest, but I like to see it. Very, very cool indeed. Okay. Yeah. Right, well, winter is going to be ending soon. It's 1964, which is excellent, to be honest. I mean, the quicker winter ends, the happier I will, in general, be. Look at all of this. Look at all of this wood. Look at all of this wood. We've got 17,000 tons of wood in the forest that is ready to be harvested, ready to be knocked down, and ready to be picked up by our wonderful ATT trucks. Very, very cool indeed. Very, very cool indeed. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? How's our construction of all the buildings? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We barely started. We barely started work on the 21-story prefab flats, but already seemingly has a lot of work has been done. In fact, we're hard at work on all of these actually. That's rather good. I wonder if we need more Maz trucks. I mean, we obviously always need more Maz trucks, but I wonder if we need more... Yeah, more open hull Maz trucks. Even if we do, can I really afford many more open hull Maz trucks? Not really, actually. At a time like this, I don't think that I can. We gotta be a little bit careful. We gotta be a little bit careful. How is it that I'm losing so much money? Alright, we got a new delivery of prefab panels over here. Excellent. And the prefab panels are immediately being moved out the door. Yeah, probably don't want to have such a small open storage area as I guess a central supply area. Because now we've completely run out of prefab panels. We probably want to have like a dedicated prefab panel storage zone. We want to have a dedicated brick storage zone. We want to have a dedicated wood storage zone. So, you know, we're able to buffer just a few more bits and bobs. I'm gonna have to take out yet another loan for $200,000. It is a rate of 2.9% interest, which is good actually, because that's lower than the rate of interest that we took out previously on the previous loan that we took out. So that's actually really, really nice. But yeah, everything seems to be going fairly well. Everything seems to be going fairly well. The great housing crisis has hopefully been fixed, or is in the process of being fixed. And I kind of just want to make sure that we are able to move these tourists around in a somewhat organized fashion. Right. Okay, tourists, by the way, apparently can last. Apparently they can last. That is good to see. I have no idea. Traveling time. Okay, so they can deal with up to 12 hours of traveling time, apparently. Which is excellent. That is really, really, really good. Because that's going to bring us in a huge number of additional dollars. We can probably look to maybe get, like, one more customs house connected to our routes here. Or to our tourist village, I guess. There we go. We got some tourists in here. We got some tourists in there. We don't have any tourists in there, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Because there is a customs post. There is a customs post over here. And this notably is a Soviet post. And so I think connecting that up would be really, really beneficial. Are we going to be able to... Are we going to be able to connect it up in such a way that... First of all... It doesn't cost me, like, any money. Which is, of course, very, very important. Too steep of an incline. Yeah, this is going to be... This is going to be a challenge. If I don't want to spend any money on this... We're not really going to be able to go round this massive hill. We gotta go straight through it. Okay, here's my plan. I want to see if we can try and connect these two customs houses. No, we need to go down. There was a route there. We need to go down. We need to see if we can try and connect these two customs houses. And it needs to be done in such a way that the journey time, the total journey time, whatever it is less than 12 hours. Which is very challenging, but also... It's a good opportunity, right? Too steep of a descent. We're doing it, though. We're actually doing it. There's a route here. You know, slowly but steadily. We're getting there. Apparently, if we just do it in nice bite-sized chunks, then we will not have any issues. The reason, by the way, that I can't build this road out of gravel is because I think that it is too far from my construction offices. So unless I wanted to build another construction office, we're going to have to build it out of dirt roads for now. Right, let's try and swing by about... I can barely see the freaking road. Goodness gracious me. Alright. Next question is, are we going to be able to get down the other side of the hill? I doubt that we're going to have too many problems getting down this side of the hill, to be honest. There we go. And then the other question is whether we're going to be able to make this journey in less than 12 hours. That's the really exciting prospect. I mean, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good thus far. Of course, we may have just come across a little bit of an issue. Okay, all right. Turns out my methodology was flawed. Yeah, so this is like pretty steep, actually. Pretty steep. I mean, I could be doing this with a wireframe, but I mean, I'm not really convinced that that's going to make much of a difference. Oh, we're so close, though. We're so close. That's what's crazy. Okay, I've tried from the bottom, and it seems to be working. Seems to be working slightly better. Yes, nice. Good, very good. Oh yeah. We're doing it. Kinda. Hey, we did it. Okay, excellent. It's a little bit of a cross-country trip there, but it'll be worth it. Let's do... There is a road over here. We might not be able to make this trip in winter, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of apt, right? Tourists might not be able to get through during the winter months, but that's still pretty exciting. Okay, let's see if we can try and buy some more buses and get this connected. I don't know when the snow starts to thaw, but it'll probably be quite soon. Have there been many deaths? Last month, there were a couple of deaths, which maybe means that the heating isn't working in the way that it totally should be in some places. Let's just make sure that it's all fine in our major cities. It's fine here, yeah. Yeah, fine there. Was a little bit sketchy. Fine here. Fine in Petrograd, Krudenovsky. Fine in Krudenovsky, surprisingly. Usually Krudenovsky is one of those places that is just super easy to break. It's fine in Petrograd as well. Not like Petrograd really needs it, but that's fine. Also, apparently we finished chemistry research, which is excellent. That's really, really good. Let's work on engineering, and then after that, let's work on microprocessors, or whatever the heck it is. And, you know, honestly, things are looking pretty good in Petrograd as well. Things are looking pretty darn good in Petrograd. We should probably try and collect a little bit more data on some of our cities. we'll need to start working towards that. I would suspect. Maybe not necessarily in Illuminov, but certainly in Potatograd, we should get down one of the what are they called? City Hall administration zones? Yeah, City Hall accounting offices. At the moment, I believe that everyone who is not able to move out from their parents' house lives in Turistovsky. We can check that by comparing this number here, 1125, with the global number, 1125. As you can see, it's exactly the same. So 100% of our housing shortage is focused on Turistovsky, which is, I mean, good, because it means that there is an easy fix, and there is a roadmap to fixing the problem, and that is building more houses in Turistovsky. And that's exactly what we are doing, and that's exactly how we're rectifying that. Yeah, so snow thawing. I mean, I think the snow is about to thaw, honestly. It's -3 at this moment in time. I wouldn't anticipate this lasting much longer. Could be wrong about that, but, you know, you never know. How much realistically would it cost for me to build a brand new open storage medium? 16,000 rubles? 16,000 rubles to build that? It's not much. It's going to require a little bit of steel, a little bit of mechanical component action. I think that I do actually want to build like a bespoke... a bespoke area for prefab panels. Prefab panels, you just need them so often. And you need so many prefab panels, right? So let's zone that. Let's get it built. The construction offices can get to work on that. I think our construction offices are honestly probably pretty stretched at this moment in time, but we can worry about that. We can worry about that later. Either way, if we get this, then it's going to allow us to buffer way more prefab panels, and it means that we're just going to have to buy in less as we go. How are the debts looking? How are the debts looking? Debts are looking rather high, actually. Debts are looking pretty darned high. Which is confusing, because I thought that we were good for heat. I thought that we were good for heat. It's not Illuminov, is it? It could be Illuminov. I didn't actually check to see if things were good in Illuminov. They are. They are good. And also, we don't actually need heating in Illuminov. Everyone is able to self-heat. Yeah, we did have probably a mass move out in Illuminov, which has probably stalled things somewhat, but I mean, I guess that's just, you know, that's liable to happen. That's liable to happen at any given time. Okay, it's 1 degree Celsius. That means that the snow is literally about to thaw. Literally about to thaw. Next winter, by the way, I want to have a massive fleet of snowplows. I feel like snowplowing is something that I really don't rate anywhere nearly as highly as I should. Because if you're not able to snowplow, then, or if you don't snowplow, then, you know, traffic just grinds to a freaking halt. And I've been fine with that up until now, recently. But that's all gonna change. That's all gonna change. It's all gonna change next winter, I think. Cool. Let's take out yet another ruble loan. It's another loan at 2.9%, 200,000 for a year. These are going to be our consistent bridging loans, right? So we're just going to have to continue to take out bridging loans until we're able to get into a little bit of a better position here. Dollars, however, dollars are looking pretty darned good, if indeed I do say so myself. I mean, this month, we have made an obscene amount of dollars. Look at the tourism spending. This is exactly why, by the way, this is exactly why I'm super happy that we have connected the small customs house up, and we're now able to extract more value from our tourists. Really, really, really happy with that. A couple more tourists are dying. You know, details. Details. Who cares about details, right? Yeah. So that's fine. And this is exactly why we're going to try and transform our ruble situation through the use of these extra 2 customs houses. Come on, snow, just disappear. Just disappear. Just disappear, please. Okay, let's do 3 of those. That's not 3 potato. That's, in fact, 4. Who'da thunk it, eh? Who'da thunk it? I can't. Right, so, just tourists. Right over to there. Just tourists. Excellent. Let's get this immediately dispatched. Cool. I'm hoping that by the time that it actually gets across to the other side of the map, the snow will have thawed enough for us to make the trip within 12 hours. I don't think that it's necessarily going to be too much of a problem from this customs house at Molka. I can't even see the freaking words. Molka, I don't think it's going to be a problem at Molka. I think it might be a little bit more of a problem at Somhaska. Yeah, there we go. Either way, let's get Somhaska also programmed in. Just tourists. And again, we're going to see if we can try and utilize this secondary bus stop here. Cool. All right. And dispatch that one. And then copy. I'm going to copy that to there. Okay, so we basically just need to dispatch these two buses when the two initial buses have made enough progress towards the customs house. Cool. Very, very cool indeed. There we go. The snow is starting to thaw. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Good to see. Very, very good to see indeed. I hate more than winter. I hate the, like, weird, I guess, like, optical illusion that is created when all of the snow thaws. It's just deeply unpleasant to me, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, it is positive news that we're actually making progress over here. That's great. Also, the beach is still closed, presumably because it's a little chilly or something. I don't know. People complaining about the weather. Disgraceful. Right, let's get rid of that pathway over there. I think that we actually might have built that pathway manually. One of the only pathways in the game that I ended up building manually. Let's get the big old hotel over here. And oh, hold up. No. This is very important. I wanted to connect the cargo. I wanted to get a second cargo harbor. Yeah, I want to get a second cargo harbor over here. This is definitely essential. This is necessary. Highly necessary. It's part of the true Soviet experience. There we go. Okay. Looking good. It doesn't necessarily need to be connected at this moment in time. But I do kind of want it to be connected. But we'll connect it with a road. It's not going to be connected up to the infrastructure network, but you know what? Sometimes, you know, you have to do things for artistic reasons. I think that this is one of those times. Let's get the big old hotel right here. Now, we want to make sure that there is actually a way for the poor sods that are going to be staying at this hotel. Well, I say the poor sods. This is a good hotel. It's got an expected visitor score of 5 stars. This is a nice hotel. It's going to cost, I mean, how much is it going to cost to build? 600 freaking thousand. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, concrete doesn't cost us anything, gravel doesn't cost us anything, asphalt doesn't cost us anything, steel costs us a hell of a lot, and that's it. This is actually a good motivating factor to actually sort out steel production, which of course I have completely forgotten about, or maybe, I guess, internalized my hatred for, and therefore I just don't want to do it. I think that I'm subconsciously putting it off, you know? I say I'm subconsciously putting it off. If I say that I'm consciously putting it off, I suppose that doesn't mean that I'm subconsciously putting it off. That means that I'm consciously putting it off. Either way, steel is a no-no. I auto-built that. I didn't mean to auto-build that. It just happened too quickly. My bad. Okay. The harbor, let's actually suspend construction of the cargo harbor. Disneylandov's Leningradskaya Hotel. Wonderful. It's going to take us bloomin' ages to actually build that. So, you know, sure. Let's get to work on that immediately. Let's also immediately just trash this this bus stop that I built, because I've just realized that we are going to need to get a big old bus platform if we want to supply this hotel and keep it properly active. Also, let's double down. This is going to become the new hotel area, right? We're going to get another hotel over here. And in fact, I'm going to see if I can get a second hotel over here. Yeah. I really think this is possible. I really, sincerely believe this is possible. The blueprint of this hotel, by the way, is very, very sharp. It's actually very nice. Okay, hold on. This is what we're gonna do. This is a nice mod here. Here's the only issue. Does this allow a road to be formed? I think it should allow for a through road, but don't quote me on that. There's already an access road around here, so we don't necessarily need to worry about this altogether too much. Yes. Yes. Cool. Alright, will it work? Won't it? Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever. We do not need a factory connection between those areas. Is there walking access? There is walking access. Let's make sure that we have a walk route between the bus stop, just in case. I doubt that it's going to prove to be a problem, but we should just make sure. Building is in the way. That is a truly horrific path, but I mean, I'm sure you've all come to expect me to build truly horrible paths. Anyway, that's 3 Disneylandovsk Leningradskaya hotels right over here, which is fine because we can still bus people into the center of town. We can still bus people over to the bus stop over here, which is, you know, walking access for a load of things actually. Yeah, so I'm pretty content with that. I'm pretty content with that. That's looking real good. Also, we've got a whole bunch of tourists that we have coming in from... Oh, this is actually from the furthest away area. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, well, you know what? That's brilliant. Let's actually see if we can activate these 2 buses here. There we go. Get them both activated. Wonderful. Wonderful stuff indeed. Suddenly we're out of money as well. I don't know what happened. I look away for 2 seconds and suddenly we're overdue on pretty much every loan. Let's take out 400,000 rubles. It is at a 2.9% rate of interest. That is the last 2.9% that we're going to be able to get away with, but it's fine. That is completely fine. Right. I mean, it's going to take us a long time to build these 3 hotels. I am, you know, super aware of that fact. It is going to suck up a huge number of construction resources as well. Not even necessarily resources in the traditional sense of the word, but also like, you know, just the trucks and stuff. It's going to absorb like so many trucks. We just about finished fixing the housing crisis. We just need prefab panels. Yeah. I suspect that that's going to be the issue. Probably in most of these construction sites. Yeah, we just need a lot of prefab panels. Yeah, open storage. We're working on open storage as well. I kind of feel like I should complete this and therefore allow more prefab panels to be moved over here, but... yeah, I almost feel like it's just not worth it. I mean, there seems to be a decent number of prefab panels just hanging around at this moment in time. We also need to just get the through roads, the road in the center of town. We just need to get that upgraded. We just need to get it upgraded. It's just as simple as that. Also, I should check. How long is the transit between this customs house and between Disneylandovsk? Because there's 40 tourists waiting there. Like, that's a lot of tourists. How's our tourism overlay looking? Average trip score is good. Surprise, surprise, surprise. When it's not winter, our scores go up, which is excellent. That's very, very good. And in fact, hardly anyone's died this month. 18 Western tourists have died. Don't love to see that. Don't love to see that at all, but it's not the end of the world. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Last month, I imagine, yep, we were profitable. Wow, $100,000? We actually made $100,000? Really? That's actually kind of incredible. I'm shocked. I am very, very shocked. We've almost paid off all of our loans. Huh. We have like what, we have like maybe 500,000. Yeah, that's right there actually. 500,000 in loans to repay, and we made 100,000. We made $100,000 last month. That's like 5 months of repayments. 5 months of profit will turn into profit, and we'll be able to repay all of our loans. That's actually kind of crazy. That's actually kind of crazy. I am really, really, really surprised. Which is why it is very, very important, very, very important that we increase the number of Soviet tourists that we actually have coming into the country. Very, very important that we do that. Okay, we have 38 tourists coming from... Where is this? This is from Molka. And also, the number of tourists that we have sort of building up at the border is a lot. I actually think that maybe we need to get more buses. I think that we're probably going to move to a model of maybe like 4 buses per customs house, depending on how far away, I guess, they are. Look at this. Okay, so this is the Molka bus, and traveling time is just approaching 5 hours. It'll probably be under 6 hours when the bus actually arrives at the bus stop in Disneylandovsk. I mean, that just really sort of changes my perspective a little bit. That just really changes my perspective. I mean, if it's only going to be like 6 hours of transit... Okay, maybe it's going to be a little bit more. If it's only going to be 6 or 7 hours of transit, and bear in mind, this is on the worst road. This is on the worst road possible, where speed is capped at, what, 35 kilometers an hour? Yeah, that's garbage. Imagine if we were to build a proper road and basically quadruple the maximum speed that these buses can travel at. I mean, we could just bus people in from pretty much customs houses all over the map, I guess. Whoa, hold up. Hold up. Okay, this is a problem. This is a real problem. Okay, so the tourists were not unloaded at Disneylandovsk because we don't have any workers coming to work at the hotel, because nobody is come... What? Why is nobody... Well, that's a problem. That's a really weird problem. Yeah, the train is empty. 277 workers. That's good. Very good. Super strange. Okay, the first of the flats is built. Excellent. It's just more prefab panels. But I think that we're getting to the groove of moving prefab panels across to the open storage at the border here. So that's kind of great. Yeah, weird. Okay, 277 workers coming in right now. All of them are going to go to the bus platform over here. What I think that we need to do, there are buses that go between the Disneylandovsk platforms, and there's only 2 of them. Now, I initially thought, hey, this is a very, very short route. It's a very, very short route, literally just across town. But I actually think that we need to probably double or maybe even triple the number of buses that we have operating on this route. So what is this? This is the SKD 706. SKD 706. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's buy 4, and let's actually just have it so that we're moving many, many more people. Because the train that is about to arrive at the station... Yeah, we need to make sure that we're just dealing with this a little bit better. We need to make sure that we're moving people across to the other platform over here, because otherwise everything just, I mean, completely falls apart. Yeah. View line detail. Also, do we allow tourists on here? Yeah, we totally allow tourists. We totally allow tourists to sort of move between locations. I think that should be allowed, right? Tourists should be able to take a trip into town. I hope that that's the case anyway. I do indeed hope that that's the case. There's a couple of guests without service. Obviously, that apparently hasn't been built yet. I'll fund that. I'll demolish that footpath. Okay, good. Now guests hopefully have service. Either way, I still think that this is the way forward. I still think that tourism is ridiculously powerful if we're able to leverage it accordingly. And I think that my mindset has sort of changed. Maybe even we see if we can connect up Segadora. Even just via road would be great. Also, this town is not connected to anything. What the heckity heck is going on here? I have no idea. Very, very strange indeed. I do think that this is probably a little bit of a long journey. A little bit of a long journey for the tourists to make. Yeah. But it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Okay, we're getting more tourists. Look at the money that we've got coming in. I mean, dollars especially. Now that we've moved away from using dollars just sort of as a currency to import materials with, things are looking up. Things are looking good. When the airport comes online as well, that's gonna be even better, because that's just gonna supplement our income, and we can adjust it. You know, we can adjust it so that we end up only having Soviet tourists arrive via plane, so that we can hopefully go towards paying off some of our ruble loans. I mean, even, you know, if we were to take loans out of the equation, we're still making money. We're still making money on... Oh, my goodness. Look at that. It's April. It's April, folks. And we have made $200,000. Like, it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. I mean, it looks like my dollar amount is holding roughly similar. But that's because, of course, you got to bear in mind that we're paying back, you know, a significant amount of money. Okay, there's a flat that's on fire. Fire truck has been dispatched. That's excellent. How many people are living at home with their parents? 780? That's good. That's actually really good. How did that decrease by 500 when we only added one prefab flat? What happened? Did we have a large number of deaths? Is that what happened? I don't actually know how that ended up happening. 148 citizens are not able to visit a place of culture. And also not able to visit a place of spirituality. I mean, not usually a huge problem, given that we live in a Soviet reality. But we do need to fix culture. We need to fix culture, and ideally, if we can fix spirituality too, then that would be excellent. Let's get a modded cinema. I don't think that the modded cinema should be too small, but it may very well be a little small. Hold on. Cinema. Yep, there we go. Where do we want it to be? Where do we want it to be? Does unfortunately need to be connected to the road network somewhere. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it, actually. I don't hate it at all. We do need to get a footpath over here. Don't know why that happened there, but that's fine. We'll get that zone 2. Nice. Okay, so that's eventually going to fix itself. We need to get a path connecting to the front of the church. Ideally, we run a route. Yeah, ideally we run a route through here. I doubt that that's going to be possible, though. Oh, it's possible. It's possible, all right. Okay, well, that's wonderful. I suspect if I just build that... There we go. Game needs to recalculate all of the millions of paths. I suspect that now... Yep, that now totally enables access to the small cathedral. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful indeed. Okay. Also, maybe means that a couple more people will be able to get to... more businesses, and I say, sorry, not businesses. There's no such thing as a business. You know, more places of work. More places of work to enjoy the service of the state. Okay, what's going on over here? There's fire in a train platform. I mean, that's okay. We're fixing it. We're on top of it, right? Also, there's no workers? Oh, yeah, there's no workers because the train platform has somehow weirdly just become real funky. Yeah, also, we need to start building more ways to collect data over here. We've talked about that already, haven't we? But yeah, I'd like to get some additional intel on what's going on in Potatograd, given that it is our capital, and given that I do want to grow it into, you know, a massive establishment, a massive city. Also, we're gonna have to use dollars to start auto building. I think really this has been very, very surprising, but dollars have not been the problem in this playthrough. It has been my very nonchalant attitude towards taking out ruble loans. I mean, we're not even close to running into a problem yet. I mean, if we're taking out loans for 2.9%, it's nothing to worry about per se. It's just, you know, maybe something to worry about in the future. Maybe something to worry about in the future. Also, you know what we should do over here? Whilst we've got a little bit of a construction impetus, I should say. There is a construction office kicking around here somewhere, isn't there? Yeah, there's a construction office over here. Let's actually double down on that. And let's see if we can try and get some more construction offices. Or not even more construction offices. Let's build an open storage medium over here. And then we will build a couple of modded construction offices. Yep. Construction offices. Let's do something like this. Look at that. That could almost pass for competent. There we go. Looks very, very good indeed. We're going to auto-build this, except we're going to use dollars. We're going to use dollars. 25k, 25k, and 23k. So that's a pretty, you know, it's a pretty significant expenditure right there. Plus, of course, I've completely forgotten that we're going to need rubles to fill all of these things with trucks. Anyway, the point is that we have the open storage here. We're going to get a... what is it? A small aggregate storage is completely fine. That goes over there. Wonderful. Truck aggregate loading. That goes over there. Truck aggregate unloading. Wonderful. That goes over there. And pop that in the middle there too. And you know what? The dollar train is not stopping at this station. Holy cow. We're still making money. Let's fund this. Fund this with dollars. Fund this with dollars. Fund this with dollars. Fund this with dollars. And fund this with dollars. Lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, so the whole point of this setup is that it will allow us to now start building using local resources in Potatograd. I say local resources. You know what I mean. We're gonna have to, you know, get the prefab panels and the bricks and whatnot. We're gonna have to get, and the steel as well. We're gonna have to get it all sent over here because there is no chance in the heck that I am going to start auto-purchasing resources in the middle of the freaking map. I mean, this is just about the most expensive location. I guess here is technically the most expensive location because it is the furthest from all borders. But I mean, even in Potatograd or just on the outskirts of Potatograd, it's still going to be pretty expensive. I mean, if I was to look at auto-purchasing resources here. So steel, the price per ton, 524 rubles. 524 rubles. Price for resources, total with delivery. And steel's a bad example because steel is like ridiculously expensive. Let me look at boards. Yeah, so look at that. So price for resources, 804 rubles, total with delivery. So you can do the maths on that. I mean, delivery is going to cost significantly more, almost double in fact, significantly more than the resources themselves. I mean, and there's no reason to ever consider this because I mean we have the ability to transport resources. We're gonna have to probably bump up our fleet of Maz trucks that actually do the transporting, because having a small distribution office doing this with only 5 vehicles is probably going to be a bit of a problem, given of course given that we are going to have to travel a fairly significant distance. I mean, the distance is huge, in fact. The distance is absolutely massive. But, you know, we managed to do it. We managed to do it over here. This is looking pretty good. Are we doing that with this office, though? We're not doing that with this delivery office. Hold on. What is the delivery office that's doing? Ah, interesting. Okay, so we are doing this. We are doing this from another. We're doing it from this distribution office down here. Maybe we want to add. Yeah, I think we actually want to straight up add this to. I think we just straight up just want to add this distribution office to here. There we go. We want to unload if less than 50%. Perfect. Okay, so that's great because it means that we're going to draw from this open storage area here, which is of course very, very irritating at this moment in time because of course we're a little bit short on the old prefab panels, but I mean long term it's all going to work out, and there's not going to be a single problem here. I'm overdue on like about 1 billion loans, so I'm going to take out yet another 2.9% rate interest 400,000 ruble loan. However, we're going to wrap that up here. The great housing crisis of Turistovsky has actually been sorted. You know, just as we're looking at this, look at that. We're just about to finish building this 21-story prefab flat. That's 4 of, and look at it fill up as well. So that's 4 of the 5 buildings that we actually zoned. That's not the one. 4 of the 5 buildings that we actually zoned got constructed, and in fact, I tell you what, bump that up. There's no reason that we can't build these faster. But yeah. We get this one done as well, and look at that. What perfect timing. Just as we wrap up this episode, look at that. Just as we wrap up this episode, 5 out of the 5 prefab flats that we ended up building in Turistovsky do end up being completed, and the great housing shortage of Turistovsky comes to an end as everyone that is over the age of 21 moves out of their parents' houses and starts to become productive members of society. It is wonderful to see. You love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. My name, of course, has been Open Potato. Thanks to Banana, Nanana, C-Senpai, and Aurelio for being the 3 $25 plus tier patrons. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.